Hello, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2020. We are finally at the last day of April. It seems really crazy. I still feel like I'm in March because I haven't seen you or been in our classroom since then. But we are at the end of April. Tomorrow is May 1st, a new month. I'm here to do our read aloud today, and I have a little poem to share with you since today is officially the last day of the National Poetry Month. But like I said, we can always be reading poems and finding poems. But before we do any of that, I have a couple announcements to make. If you are in my ELA class, which I want to just say I was very proud of you. We had 4 out of 5 of us at our Zoom meeting on Wednesday. That was awesome. We're going to keep trying to get our other friends on there, but I was very proud of those that were there on Wednesday. Some of you have already gone in to complete the freckle assignment, which I'm happy about because that was kind of the idea. We meet for Zoom on Wednesday, and then you were supposed to go right after and get that freckle assignment done. If you go on to Freckle, remember I have posted the class code right on our Google Classroom page. And actually, I will show you where that is quickly so that you know. Let me go here. So if you're on our Google Classroom page, which looks like this, you will see that it says right here that I posted a new assignment, Freckle, Natural Disasters Reading and Questions. If you go there, it'll look something like this. The directions say, read through the natural disaster story on Freckle, answer the questions, go back in the text if you need help answering the questions. And the class code, it says class code is, and it's this right here, RFGUA 5, okay? You click on the link, it's going to ask you to put in the class code first. There it is. And then it will ask you to put in your first and last name. I don't know if it'll let me use my own. It might. But it's not going to let me go in there. But anyways, the assignment will pop right up for you, okay? The biggest thing, though, with this is that there might be 2 that show up. Both are the same, about the same topic, natural disasters. One story is very, very short and it only has 2 questions. It shouldn't take you long. And that story will actually read the story to you. And then you'll answer the questions. The other story is a little bit longer, and I believe there's 5 questions. And that one will not read it to you, but I just want you to try it anyways and try your best. I purposely did this because I want you to try both of them. I want to see how you do when you have it read to you, and I want to see how you do when you read it by yourself. So it's purposeful like that. I want you to complete both of them. Okay. Like I said, when I went in there last time, I think only 2 of you out of our whole ELA class had completed it. So I'm hoping that between the rest of today and tomorrow that you get in there and you get that done so that when I look, I'll give you till the end of the day on Monday. And then I'm going to be making some phone calls so that we can get that done before we meet again next Wednesday and there's a new assignment. Like I said, I don't want you guys to get behind. So if you have any questions about how to get there, let me know. But it's pretty simple. It's right there. And then you'll go, and like I said, there's going to be 2 stories there. They're both on natural disasters. One will read it to you. One you'll have to try to read on your own. Okay, so that is that. While I'm on here sharing our screen, we'll go to our poem of the day. I actually saw this poem posted on Facebook today, and I thought, wow, I'm going to share it with all of you because it was perfect for today. I woke up and I could hear the rain falling down, and it rained at my house. I don't know about yours, but it rained at my house pretty much all morning. Pretty crazy. So this poem, I was going to say song, but it's a poem, is called April Rain Song, and it's by Langston Hughes. Okay, so this is April Rain Song by Langston Hughes. Let the rain kiss you. Let the rain beat upon your head with silver liquid drops. Let the rain sing you a lullaby. The rain makes still pools on the sidewalk. The rain makes running pools in the gutter. The rain plays a little sleep song on our roof at night, and I love the rain. So I thought that poem was appropriate because it's kind of like one of the last days you could use it, I guess, because like I said, tomorrow is May. You could obviously read it when it's not April, but I thought how much of an appropriate poem to share on the last day of April when it was raining. So that is my poem of the day. Remember, keep looking for poems, searching for poems, reading poems. They want to be found, they want to be read, and they even want to be written. So if you have some time, take your time and try to write your own poem, okay? So we are going to continue our read aloud of The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. We're going to be reading chapters 10 and 11 today, and I hope you enjoy it. So chapter 10. Lolly was a lumpy woman who spoke too loudly and who wore too much lipstick. She entered the house and immediately spotted Edward sitting on the living room couch. "What's this?" she said. She put down her suitcase and picked Edward up by one foot. She held him upside down. "That's Susanna," said Nellie. "Susanna!" shouted Lolly. She gave Edward a shake. His dress was up over his head and he could see nothing. Already he had formed a deep and abiding hatred for Lolly. "Your father found her," said Nellie. "She came up in a net, and she didn't have no clothes on her, so I made her some dresses." "Have you gone skeevy?" shouted Lolly. "Rabbits don't need clothes." "Well," said Nellie, her voice shook. "This one seemed to." Lolly tossed Edward back on the couch. He landed face down with his arms over his head and his dress still over his face, and he stayed that way through dinner. "Why, have you got out that old high chair?" shouted Lolly. "Oh, don't pay it no mind," said Nellie. "Your father was just gluing on a missing piece, wasn't you, Lawrence?" "That's right," said Lawrence without looking up from his plate. Of course, after dinner, Edward did not go outside and stand beneath the stars to have a smoke with Lawrence. And Nellie, for the first time since Edward had been with her, did not sing him a lullaby. In fact, Edward was ignored and forgotten about until the next morning, when Lolly picked him up again and pulled his dress down away from his face and stared him in the eye. "Got that old folks bewitched, don't you?" said Lolly. "I heard the talk in town, that they've been treating you like a rabbit child." Edward stared back at Lolly. Her lipstick was a bright and bloody red. He felt a cold breeze blow through the room. Was the door open or something? "Well, you don't fool me," she said. She gave him a shake. "We'll be taking a trip together, you and me." Holding Edward by the ears, Lolly marched into the kitchen and shoved him face down in the garbage can. "Ma!" Lolly shouted. "I'm taking the truck. I'm going to head out and do some errands." "Oh," came Nellie's tremulous voice. "That's wonderful, dear. Goodbye, then." "Goodbye," thought Edward as Lolly hauled the garbage can out to the truck. "Goodbye," Nellie called again, louder this time. Edward felt a sharp pain somewhere deep inside his china chest. For the first time, his heart called out to him. It said two words: "Nellie, Lawrence." Chapter 11. Edward ended up at the dump. He lay on top of orange peels, coffee grounds, rancid bacon, and rubber tires. The first night, he was at the top of the garbage heap, and so he was able to look up at the stars and find comfort in their light. In the morning, a short man came climbing through the trash and rubble. He stopped when he was standing on top of the highest pile. He put his hands under his armpits and flapped his elbows. The man crowed loudly. He shouted, "Who am I? I'm Ernest, Ernest, who is the king of the world. How can I be king of the world? Because I am king of garbages, and garbages is what the world is made of. Ha, ha, ha. Therefore I am Ernest, Ernest, who is king of the world," he crowed again. Edward was inclined to agree with Ernest's assessment of the world being made of garbage, especially after his second day at the dump, when a load of trash was deposited directly on top of him. He lay there, buried alive. He could not see the sky. He could not see the stars. He could see nothing. What kept Edward going, what gave him hope, was thinking of how he would find Lolly and exact his revenge. He would pick her up by the ears. He would bury her under a mountain of trash. But after almost 40 days and nights had passed, the weight and the smell of the garbage above and below him clouded Edward's thoughts, and soon he gave up thinking about revenge and gave in to despair. It was worse, much worse than being buried at sea. It was worse because Edward was a different rabbit now. He couldn't say how he was different. He just knew that he was. He remembered again Pellegrina's story about the princess who had loved nobody. The witch turned her into a warthog because she loved nobody. He understood that now. He heard Pellegrina say, "You disappoint me." "Why?" he asked her. "Why do I disappoint you?" But he knew the answer to that question too. It was because he had not loved Abilene enough. And now she was gone from him, and he would never be able to make it right. And Nellie and Lawrence were gone too. He missed them terribly. He wanted to be with them. The rabbit wondered if that was love. Day after day passed, and Edward was aware of time passing only because every morning he could hear Ernest performing his dawn ritual, cackling and crowing about being king of the world. On his 180th day at the dump, salvation arrived for Edward in a most unusual form. The garbage around him shifted, and the rabbit heard the sniffing and panting of a dog. Then came the frenzied sound of digging. The garbage shifted again, and suddenly, miraculously, the beautiful, buttery light of late afternoon shone on Edward's base. And that's the end of our read aloud today. So we'll have to figure out what that is. It sounds like it might be a dog. And we'll have to see where that takes Edward next. So I hope you enjoyed our read aloud today. Remember, my ELA crew, get that freckle assignment done. Email me if you have any questions. Have parents message me on Remind or call me if they need to. And we'll get you all caught up so we're ready to move forward next week. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It looks like the rain might have finally stopped, so you might be able to get outside for a little bit, I hope. I hope you're staying safe, you're staying healthy, and I will see you all very soon. Have a great day, guys.